House of Black
Yeah.
had heat with Darby Allin.
Oh yeah, God, I love Darby
attacked him in a
Allin.
Hot Topic.
Of course he fucking did.
Darby Allin was having he released a line of clothing, and he was doing a signing at Hot Topic.
Fuck yeah, man. Now I have another reason to go to Hot Topic.
So Brody King shows up and puts him through a table.
Dude, that's so great. Wrestling's awesome.
Wrestling's so good.
Wrestling's so good.
But then they've been having all these matches, and then Sting shows up, and Malachi Black sprays Sting.
But Sting is already evil.
And so now Sting showed up. They did a coffin match.
Yeah. Oh, I love coffin matches.
I think Darby Allin has a signed agreement with AEW that he wins every coffin match, because there've only been 3 coffin matches.
That's kind of what the Undertaker. It's kind of what the Undertaker had.
Yeah.
He would win every coffin match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sting shows up. But one of his eyes, the paint around one of his eyes, where the House of Black, anybody who's been corrupted has this weird makeup thing.
Oh no!
Yeah, it made me very happy, because we still don't know what's going to happen.
It Sting's already evil. Go watch wrestling. Wrestling's great. Wrestling's awesome. Go watch wrestling.
Wrestling is so freaking good.
Wrestling's so dope. But this isn't a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, it might become one.
We might make one. Who knows?
I think I've talked about wrestling every single episode.
Yeah,
almost.
We might make a wrestling podcast, because we don't know. But this podcast is our haunted backyard.
Our haunted backyard.
Yay! It's a show where we talk about country road cryptids, small town spooky, and other local legends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I read it right off the business card.
Which we got to start dropping off.
I need to bring, if I usually eat when I rehearse for the Renaissance Festival, only a couple freaking weeks till dress rehearsal. Wow. But we usually eat at the Village restaurant near there, and they have this whole cork board where you can pin shit on. And there's a couple ghost tours even pinned on there. So it's
oh cool. Waynesville has a ghost tour.
Yes, they do. I think the one of the hotels that you can stay at, which is also a diner-ish thing, is on the ghost walk that they have.
It's supposed to be a very haunted city.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of what I've been learning, is Ohio's just
same.
very, very haunted.
Yeah, I kind of knew it, but then then when you get really into the research, you're just like, damn, we have a lot of stuff. Which is, we have a different episode kind of today.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a different format.
I thought we could call this the 11:30 Society.
Instead of the Midnight Society.
Yeah, that's too late. I'm asleep.
Midnight's too late.
Yeah, that's
the 11:30 Society.
So I'll put in some crackly fire sounds, and then I'll get a can of beans that I can shake to make it sound like the rattly stuff, the stuff they throw in the fire.
Who was that's a good. Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark as a kid?
Very little, because I wasn't not afraid of the dark, but easily frightened.
The intro for Are You Afraid of the Dark is top tier level scary. It's way scarier of an intro than the Goosebumps intro. The Goosebumps intro is just dun, 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 dun. And it's just a G. It's papers flying out of a suitcase of who I assume to be R.L. Stine.
Yeah.
And a shadow G going over things and making them slightly more spooky.
Yeah, it's this dog's got slightly shaggier hair and teeth.
Yeah, ooh, and then it goes up, and then the best line is it goes into the house, and it's viewer beware.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, you're in for a scare. And then and that's the only audio, and that's the only voice thing in that opening scene. And then you have Are You Afraid of the Dark, which, if you are listening to this and you have not seen the intro, or it's been a little bit, or it's even been a little bit since you've seen the intro to Are You Afraid of the Dark, it is intensely more creepy than it needs to be. For a show that I could argue is on par of scares with Goosebumps. With the exception of a couple episodes. A couple episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark were really scary. Even just as an adult, you look at that and that's kind of fucked up. The one that always comes to my mind is Legend, the Tale of the Dead Man's Float. episode.
I don't remember. The only one that I can remember is the vampire movie one.
Oh, that one was a good one. But the Tale of Dead Man's Float was basically like, yeah, the school's pool. Like, the school had a pool, which I always wanted my school to have a fucking pool.
Oh, yeah.
But the school had this pool, and it was buried over, like, a guy who, like, a grave. Mm-hmm. Like, a burial site. It was buried over, like, a cemetery. And kids were getting pulled under by this ghost and drowning in the pool. And
I remember that one now.
Yeah, and they threw like the smart kid threw like chemicals in the water so they could see the ghost, and it was like straight out of like Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, it like straight up out of Return of the Living Dead.
that show was more hardcore than I was ever prepared for as a child. Yeah,
but other things that are hardcore are our backyard booze.
Oh yeah, we got beer.
Yeah, we got beer, and this is I found this one this time. And Ian, we're both nerds.
Yes.
So I was immediately drawn to this because this is a hazy IPA that you told me to try to look for.
Nice.
And it is Lord of the Rings. It is
Brewdog.
It is Brewdog Fellowship IPA. I found it at Meijer. Yeah. I found it at Meijer. I saw it came in like a pack of 8. No, a pack of 6. And the box immediately drew me to it. I'm like, oh shit, Lord of the Rings.
I'm excited. I've not had any Brewdog. I've seen them. They've got one called Elvis Juice.
That also kind of sounds gross, but also
is
dope.
Like, yeah, it's like a peanut butter.
I'd give it a shot.
Peanut butter. It's like a weird combo of like peanut butter IPA.
I have already had this because I tried it at Ren Camp. At Fair Camp with my friend Beeler. Shout out to John Beeler.
Yeah, we'll have to get John on here sometime.
We got to get Beeler on here. Yeah. I liked it, so I'm interested to see what you think of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a little more like
I gave mine so much fucking head.
Yeah.
I thought
that's actually like not a bad way to do it.
Yeah, that's fair
because it helps capture. I guess it captures in like all of the flavors and stuff like that.
Yeah, so mine's gonna go down a little bit. But yeah, I liked it a lot when I first tried it.
It's like for a hazy, it's not as citrusy.
Yeah,
as they tend to be.
Yeah, it was not citrusy at all, but it was like this is the first IPA that I actually could finish.
I was surprised how much I ended up enjoying IPAs. I've been drinking them a lot this summer.
Yeah.
Mostly in like the hazy New England style.
That Deathwater was really good. I know that that wasn't really an IPA, was it?
No, that was a double IPA.
That was a double IPA. I really liked that Deathwater.
For those of you who listened to our last episode, I was not drunk.
Right, I wasn't either, but I was feeling it.
Yeah,
I was feeling it.
I definitely was enjoying that 2/3 of a can.
Yeah.
Without having any food, and then I went to the grocery afterwards.
You don't want to go to the grocery store while hungry or high.
Oh, I got some drunk food.
That's sometimes my favorite stuff.
So,
but yeah, how's this episode different?
So this episode, which I am dubbing the 1130 Society,
yes.
Instead of doing one bigger story, which is kind of what we've been doing, we're kind of readapting what we did last week, which was 2 smaller stories, and we're making them even smaller this time.
Even smaller. It's tiny spooks.
Honey, I Shrunk the Stories.
It's tiny spooks. Because these are stuff we wanted to talk about, but they aren't really like that meaty. Like, they don't have a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah, there's not as much history or as many stories, but there are things that when you grow up, for me, most of mine are around the Dayton area, and these are things that like I knew about as a child.
Same with mine, except for one of them is. The other 2 I had to be like turned on to, but the one that I have like my first story is the one that I basically wanted to talk about ever since I started the podcast. All right, so for my first story.
We got to do we got to light the fire.
Oh, yeah.
I set a fire up here in my office. I'm sure my landlord won't mind.
We used a bunch of parts of the house.
Oh, no, Mothman came to the window.
No,
we don't need you right now.
Not right now.
Okay, guys.
We love you, though. Thank you for the endorsement way early in the podcast. But submitted for the approval of the 1130 Society because midnight is too late.
I'm asleep.
This is the tale of Morningstar Road.
Yeah.
Morningstar Road, just a little bit of like personal history on it, This is this is for like Callie, who's listening, and any other friends of mine who went to Carlisle High School with me. Sucked, right? But also, this was the road that was the haunted road. Like, growing up, this was the road that everybody talked about, that was regarded as, this road is the haunted road. You know how sometimes everybody has that house on the street that is like the witch's house or like the haunted house? Mm-hmm. We didn't have that, but we did have this road. And it's a very pretty road in the daytime, but at night it's like super fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. But the story of this road is supposedly, again, there's not a lot of history, like we said on these little stories. This is as bare bones local legends as you can get. Mm-hmm. The story on this road is, it's supposedly haunted by a woman whose house caught fire while her kids were inside, and she like couldn't save him. She couldn't save them. Yeah. So like her ghost wanders like the road at like night, and trying to like leading people. There was like another story, I'll link to some YouTube videos. There's another story of like these people just like hanging out at Morningstar, and like this woman, like them seeing this ghostly woman and her leading them to where her house sat originally. Mm-hmm. If you go into the woods, if you park in Twin Creek Metro Park, on Morningstar, across the street, like the street of Morningstar, there's a park, and then you go across the street of that park and you're still on Morningstar. If you go into the woods, you can see what looks to be steps, like, and a foundation in the remnants of a chimney in these woods of the house, like of Morningstar.
Have you been able to like see if there's any information? Like, have you been able to verify it all? Like, oh yeah, this is based in fact, or there was a house here.
Tried to look it up, but like searching when I ever like just house fire, or like I tried to search like Morningstar Road house fire, Morningstar Road ghost, Morningstar Road haunt. The only things that came up was like the road, just a map to the road itself, and this one Reddit post that I'm reading, that I'm currently getting my information from on Reddit, Ohio. It came from just someone asking like, someone asked like, Morningstar Road, one of our many haunted roads, happy October. And then someone talking about they used to fish near that road, and then someone filling in the supposed ghost story. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly how true this is, but this is the local legend. But yeah, you can supposedly go across the street and find remnants of the old chimney and the house foundation. There is a YouTube video where a guy does that. We will link that, as well as I'll try to put some pictures on Instagram. The legend, of course, is your classic go to Morningstar Road at midnight. Probably, I would say preferably near where the house is. And you are supposed to stop your car, roll your windows down, flash your lights, and honk your horn. And you're supposed to hear the lady and her kids screaming down the road.
That would A, terrify me.
Yeah.
B, if I lived there, make me go out in a white dress.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly. Yeah, I would too.
And just start chasing the car.
Oh my God. Like, that's what I like. For people who live on these haunted roads, I kind of feel bad, because you have to deal with dumb teenagers like doing this to like, see how much balls they got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's what sucks. But the road is creepy. It is very like wooded. It is very enclosed and wooded. It's again I remember driving down my bus driving down there in the fall, and it's very wooded. There's like houses and there's like woods in between houses. It's a very pretty road in the fall, especially if you are like me and love that fall aesthetic of like of leaves falling down and just like leaves on the road. Oh, it's pristine.
It's
pristine.
I want to talk about Athens, Ohio in general, because there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
But one day, well, especially if we go to like the Mothman Festival next year,
yeah,
that'll be in the fall, so we could drive down, which would take us through Athens. But whenever it gets to be fall, I'd become instantly nostalgic for Athens, because Athens is not quite Appalachia.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in the early stages where you're getting a lot more hills.
Oh.
And it's very rural.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of forests.
Oof.
Absolutely
yes.
Beautiful area though.
Yeah. But also, apparently another little haunted area that's near the areas of as an old Boy Scout camp called Camp Hook. I could not, for the life of me, find anything on this. Except for like, apparently, I guess it's only word of mouth, because I tried to look up like Camp Hook hauntings, Camp Hook. Like I tried to research this, but like there is like nothing on Camp Hook. But I vaguely remember hearing about it when I was a kid.
I feel like one day, especially now that surprise, I set up our YouTube channel finally.
Oh, yay!
And eventually I will be putting up all of the podcast episodes.
Yeah.
But we should just go places.
Yeah, I would love to visit
and start like go to like bars.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, the spooky stuff. Tell us some spooky stories, because like we've got these stories that we know like the bare bones.
Yeah.
But seeing if we can find people who have a little bit more like direct experience.
Yeah, because the only other thing I have is like person saying their brother had lived near the camp of Camp Hook and it is very much haunted. This is all on the Ohio Reddit. A person named Alpha Betty 81. So thank you for commenting this giant thing on here.
Honestly, that's another source that we should probably just start tapping. Is
yeah,
like
it's Reddit.
Like, oh yeah, we've got a podcast about local spooky stuff.
But apparently, yeah, Camp Hook is very haunted. I couldn't find any accounts or even any like websites that talk about how haunted Camp Hook is.
Like imagine a haunted Boy Scout camp.
God, that would suck.
What are you gonna do? Tie knots at me?
The Boy Scouts is a cult anyway. Like
I was a very bad Boy Scout.
I was not a Boy Scout at all.
I went through Cub Scouts, got to Boy Scouts, lasted like a year, maybe a year and a half, and was gone.
They kept pushing it on us like it was a fucking military thing in grade school, but I was like, I don't want to. Then I'm like, what is it? Oh, you go out in the woods? I don't want to do that. I want to stay home and play Crash Bandicoot.
Like there's a part of me that wishes I would have stuck with it, because there's some like there is useful stuff that you can learn there. Yeah, but I'm also like, I can learn that stuff as an adult anywhere.
Yeah,
so.
And also when I saw this on this post, I tried to find any more information on this but nothing. There's nothing that exists, because apparently there is a story about the babyface dog.
Oh no!
Yeah, doesn't that sound like the worst?
This is so unfortunate.
I couldn't find anything on this thing. I have no idea what they mean by babyface dog.
Okay, Reddit. Someone
email me.
Please tell me it does not actually exist. I do not want to live in this world if it does.
Yeah, email us at ourhauntedbackyardcast@gmail.com if you have any other Morningstar Road stories. If you have any information on what the hell a babyface dog is.
Keep it to yourself, because I know.
And also if you have anything about Camp Hook, because I knew I had a lot of friends who were in the Boy Scouts. They may have stories. I don't know. Email us.
So,
message me.
Babyface dog.
Babyface dog. I don't want.
What would be worse? If it had a baby face and it barked like a regular dog, or if it had a baby face and it goo goo god like a regular baby.
I want to say it'd probably be worse if it cooed like a baby. I want to say that's worse, because especially if it's literally just like, picture like a bull mastiff. And then it's just got the
so we're talking like big dog.
Like a big dog, and then it's got the face, and then it's got like the dog-ish but also human-ish face of a baby.
See, I was imagining like it was just straight up a baby face. There was no dog thing about it.
Oh,
except
God.
for maybe the ears. Ears, that would be kind of cute.
That sounds like that sounds like the Melon Heads.
Yeah. Well, I kind of got stuff that's not quite related to that, but close. But yeah, there's a part of me that says Goo Goo Gaga would be terrifying. Like, another part thinks that like if like you see this like baby face poke through the bushes, and you're like, oh, a little lost child, and then it barks like just straight up dog barking.
No.
And then it like trots out on its four legs, and you're like, oh man, this is Silent Hill.
This is the worst thing.
I am. The bells are about to ring. It's bad, and I need to leave now because I don't want to deal with Pyramid Head.
Oh, Pyramid Head! No, I want to deal with Pyramid Head. Oh no. Yeah, but although I looked up like babyface dog, all that came up was the gangster babyface. All that came up was that gangster that's called Babyface. Mm-hmm. Like, I forget his actual name, but it's like Babyface.
Babyface Nelson?
Babyface Nelson. Yeah, that guy. That's all that came up. It's like
well, I'll see if I can find anything.
Yeah, I'll keep looking too. But yeah, if you have any other morning, remember our email's open. We looked. We didn't have any new emails to read. Sad. When we started, we looked before we started. There are no new emails to read. Sad.
Yeah, but we want to try and read more.
We want to read more.
So anytime you send us one, we'll read it.
Yeah, we'll read it. But okay, Ian, off to you. What is your first spooky story for the 1130 Society?
My first submission for the approval of the 1130 Society is Lookout Tower.
Ooh, I've never heard of this.
This is one that when you're talking about direct connections.
Yeah. I
grew up in the area. It is also located in the park where my wife and I got married.
Oh, wow.
Hills and Dales. It is where we had our first date. It is where I proposed to her. It is where we got married.
Wow.
So it is Hills and Dales in Kettering, Oakwood, kind of in the border. And it is also known locally as Frankenstein's Castle, Patterson's Castle, or the Witch's Tower.
When I was looking for another story, I came across Frankenstein's Tower. Frankenstein's Castle. I came across that.
It is one of those that you hear about a lot when you're younger, and then you might actually eventually go see it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is very weird. You're just driving down Patterson Road, and you will suddenly see, I've got a picture for you.
Man, that looks exactly like the fucking windmill that Frankenstein's monster went into.
Yeah, it is just this tall stone tower at the top of a hill.
That looks so cool.
Some people will say like, oh, it's like 1800s. Some people will be like, oh, it was early 20s, things like that. But it's actually built in 1941.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never pegged it for that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. One of the stories that you'll hear is that it was built to be a lookout tower for the military during World War I or World War II, which I don't think so. Like the stuff that the more verifiable sources say that it was just built to basically be an overlook of the community country club.
Okay.
Because there's a community, there's like a county country club.
Okay.
Right there. Hills and Dales is both a little metro park, very pretty, very nice to go walk through. It is also a golf course. So it's kind of scary sometimes, actually, walking through the woods out there. If you get too close to the golf course and you're like, oh, am I going to die soon? Because there's going to be some golf ball fly into the forest and hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So built in 1941 in what eventually became the Hills and Dales Metro Park, it took a year for boys from the National Youth Administration to build this 30-foot tall tower. It was constructed from stones salvaged from local buildings. The walls are 3 feet thick, and there are 50 stone steps that spiral up to the lookout platform that offers a 15-mile view.
Oh, wow.
Because there's also a part of me that's like, yeah, that's a really weird thing to just build a tower
a little odd.
Look at the country club. I was like, I guess if you're rich, maybe?
I mean, rich people have like a lot of dumb money and make stupid decisions. I mean, they want to go to space for some reason.
It is kind of weird, which that might lend to why there started to be some weird stories about the place.
Okay.
In the 1960s, the tower became a favorite location for the local teens and hooligans to, drink, vandalize, and have an all-around good time.
I mean, I would. It's pretty cool. I would.
The city tried boarding up the door and covering it with a steel gate, but that wouldn't stop the cool people from getting in.
No way.
If you're that cool, you know what to carry.
You know what to carry, and you know where to get in. You know, you can just like get on someone's shoulders and get in the window.
And so, kind of once again, going back into the fact that this is a weird thing to have in the middle of a fairly well-to-do suburb, supernatural stories have surrounded the tower basically since the beginning.
Cool.
I guess some of the common tales included figures dancing around a fire, unexplained scorch marks on the ground, and, most relevantly, the ghostly apparition of a girl and a boy whenever there was a lightning storm.
Weird.
And that story actually is rooted in verifiable fact.
Okay.
Because in 1967, 16-year-old Peggy Harmison of Bellbrook actually died in the tower when it was struck by lightning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the police think that she and her boyfriend had gone in there to take shelter during the storm, and that it hit the steel door, and like the lightning must like hit the steel door and traveled up the steel. Like the staircase had steel handle rails.
That's a horrible way to go.
Oh, and I didn't want to get too deep into it because it's gruesome and it really happened. Like,
that's
and within
a
like
horrible
living memory of some people.
Damn, that's a horrible way to go. Like that. What are the freaking odds of that too? Like,
and then the city, of course, was asked for years to put a lightning rod on the tower.
Yeah.
And many people pointed out, like, yeah, if you put a lightning rod on this tower, this never would have happened. And then the city was like, well, we still don't want to do the tower, so we're just going to, what was the quote? We're going to look at the tower totally. And they eventually just concreted over the door, which still people are able to get in through some of the windows, but they finally put, like, thick bars over the windows, so you can no longer get inside the tower. However, you can still walk around it. It's still eerie.
Yeah.
It is, like, especially when you are walking through the woods. We'll have to go out there sometime.
Yeah, it's a lone tower in the woods. It's gonna be really eerie.
It's like 10 minutes from here.
Oh, wow, cool. Okay, yeah.
And you're just walking through the woods.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's a little path that goes up a hill, and you just see something out there, and you walk to the top of it, and there's this big tower.
Cool.
Just right there in the middle. And it is very eerie to see the first couple times.
Cool.
But yeah, that's a local haunted witch tower.
That's really cool.
I want to know more about the dancing figures.
I also really want to. Yeah, I want to know more about
party
those.
I want to go to.
That sounds. Yeah, it sounds like dancing around. Like that sounds cool. And like
mysterious scorch marks.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you scorching?
What are you scorching? Also, I just love how the city's just like, nah, we're not going to put a lightning.
We don't
rod
need to put a lightning rod.
We don't need to put a lightning. Yet they put a lightning rod on the giant Jesus on Solid Rock Church.
Well, that's important.
That's apparently
weird tower where people could die. Not important.
Not important. Giant taller statue of Jesus. Put a lightning rod on there.
Also, hopefully, flame retardant.
Hopefully.
So yes, that is my first local legend.
All right, my other one was referred to me by my fiance's partner, Mark. He told me about this place called Moonville, which already. Oh, I'm sorry for the approval of the 1130 Society.
Unapproved.
No, I give me another chance for the approval of 1130 Society. I submit to you. I call this the Tale of Moonville, Ohio. And first of all, right off the bat,
good name.
Spooky name.
Especially considering how we've got so many werewolves.
Yeah.
What if Moonville is like the werewolf
town?
The
werewolf town. There were no reports of werewolves.
Of course, because they don't werewolf it up there.
They don't werewolf it up
because they don't want to drive.
It's too obvious.
I'm onto you, werewolves.
I'm fucking onto you, werewolves. Moonville is a ghost town in southeastern Brown Township, Vinton County, Ohio. It was a little mining town, and it has a cemetery and an abandoned railroad tunnel. And the abandoned railroad tunnel is where most, if not all, of the ghost stories surround. Like that, it's mainly centered on this abandoned railroad tunnel. In the 1800s, the Marietta and there's a little bit of history with this. In the 1800s, the Marietta and Cincinnati Railroad was pushing through southwestern Ohio to reach Cincinnati. Along its route, it had more remote locations in the town of Zaleski, Hope Furnace, which I love that name too, Hope Furnace.
That sounds about right for southeast Ohio.
Yeah, and Hope Furnace Station, Ingram Station, and King Station. All of these were central to the small coal mining towns that were in this community. It's mainly made up of two families named Coos and Ferguson's, and the town was called Moonville.
Both very good werewolf names.
Yeah, Coos and Ferguson.
Werewolves, if I ever heard of them.
Yeah. It's near a creek called Raccoon Creek, which is delightful. I love that name. I also just love raccoons. And it's got one high hill, and it was by the turn of the century, the coal mines slowly started being used up and closed down. The last family left the town in 1947. By then, the town itself was abandoned. By the 1960s, all the buildings were gone, and there was little to mark the site other than the Moonville Cemetery and the tunnel with a couple foundation stones.
It sounds wonderfully eerie.
Right, because one trestle over Raccoon Creek, less than 50 yards away from the tunnel mouth of like the railroad tunnel, over 21 people have died.
Oh.
Over 21 people were killed on or near the tracks.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah.
21 people, including the last fatality, tragically, the last one reported on the railroad tracks was in 1978 a 13-year-old girl fell from the trestle as a train passed over it. Yeah, again, another one that's within living memory. The local legends of Moonville. I'm getting this from the Wikipedia article on Wikipedia on Moonville, Ohio. The legends of Moonville include several tales of ghosts allegedly that still haunt to this day. There are a couple of different ghosts that have names. The most famous ones are the engineer, the brakeman, the lavender lady, and the bully.
Okay, those aren't names; those are titles.
Those are titles. It says
I thought their name was gonna George, Erica, Stephen.
No, they're the titles. The engineer is supposedly the ghost of Theodore Lawhead. Again, great names in this story. An engineer for the Marietta and Cincinnati Railroad Company. He began to haunt the tracks after his train collided head-on into another oncoming train in the 1880s.
Okay, 1880s. I was about to say, that takes some work to make two trains hit each other.
Head-on, yeah.
Mostly just lack of communication.
Yeah, mostly.
So 1800s, I feel like. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody knew what was going to happen. Like, nobody knew there are two trains going the same direction.
Oh, man, but yeah, just a head-on collision of two trains in the 1880s. Visitors can see his ghostly figure holding a lantern while walking alongside the track and through the tunnel. Whew.
That's good.
Yeah, that was a good one. The brakeman is the other one. The brakeman is believed to be the ghost of a drunken young man who... Same. It was a ghost of a drunken young man who was working on the train as a brakeman. I forgot to look up what a brakeman actually does on a train. Like,
my guess is brake.
He works on the brakes, I guess.
Yeah, like he's probably because I know like braking a train is not a simple task.
It is not.
Or it takes a lot of strength to make it stop. So my guess is his job is like make sure nothing breaks.
Yeah.
Ha.
The young man was... I love this description. The young man consumed too much liquor one night and fell asleep on the tracks.
That sounds very similar to, well, not me, but my housemate when I was living in Athens. He had a tendency to run into the forest after getting drunk.
We got two more ghosts here. The Lavender Lady, which, again, great name.
Smells
nice. Which is, I like the Lavender Lady because all the ghosts are either the White Lady or the Gray Lady. Mm-hmm. You never hear about a Lavender Lady.
This is the flamboyant ghost.
This is a flamboyant ghost. Visitors of the Moonville Tunnel have seen a thin, elderly woman walking alongside the trail shortly after she disappears, and the scent of lavender will fill the air.
Okay, so I was wondering if it was like going to be actually like the scent of lavender, or if she was wearing like a lavender.
That's what I thought, but no, it is. It is the scent of lavender. It is believed her name to be Mary Shea, who was killed on the tracks at the far end of the tunnel.
What if she's just trying to sell you some like herbal supplements?
What if she's just part of Avon? that's the makeup company Avon.
Imagine like Ghost Girl Boss.
Dude, I'd watch that.
Just, Ghost shows up, pressing you to join an MLM.
Oh no!
Have you ever wanted to be your own boss?
That is the. There is a special place
just, like, the scent of like herbs and candles. And like just the essential oils.
Yeah, that there is a special and whatever afterlife you subscribe to, there is a special punishment in those afterlives for people who are in MLMs and get people to join MLM. The last ghost to talk about is the bully. The bully is believed to be the ghost of Baldy Keaton. Again, God, such great names on this fucking on this.
Why do they call him the Baldy?
That's just his name, BLAD.
Maybe because he's a bully.
Maybe Baldy Keaton.
Because he got angry at people calling him Baldy.
Because he was Baldy. Baldy Keaton was a resident of Moonville. The legend says that Baldy was a man that liked to fight and when he got drunk. The legend also says that one of Baldy's tactics were to bear hug his opponent. When Baldy was in the saloon, he decided to fight a group of men, kicked Baldy out. Later, he was found dead on the tracks. Many believed it was murder. The legend now says the ghost of Baldy Keaton stands above the tunnel and stares at approaching visitors. This is the worst. This is the worst.
He sounds
ghost.
like he just wanted some affection. He's hugging everybody.
Yeah.
He should be called the Huggy.
He will, he sometimes will throw pebbles, which is funny. The legend of the bully also is told by young mothers to their children, and and the mothers are also used to tell their children to stay away and not stay out, or less the bully will get them.
Imagine you're a ghost and all you wanted all your life was somebody to hug you. You died because there was a misunderstanding, and now you hear a mom telling her child, the bully's gonna get you. And he's like, I just wanted a hug.
Yeah, now he's the boogeyman of that area.
Which is pretty cool.
Cool.
There are worse ways to be remembered, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, that won't necessarily be my aim for Afterlife, but it won't not be an aim.
Right, exactly. If I get named the boogeyman of a certain area, that's fine. Another thing just to say about the Moonville Railroad, the area is very much aware of the history and of the hauntings and of all of that. So much so that they put on a ghost-themed Halloween festival called Midnight at Moonville.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, located in the area on the tracks itself.
That's one of those things where you were talking about with Morningstar about how the locals aren't like a big fan of it, and the police are trying to keep people from being out there being like the ghost hunters.
Yeah.
The way to do it is to embrace it.
And exactly.
Be we will have a dedicated night for this now.
Yeah. They offer like ghost tours, and there even is a little. I went on like the Moonville website, and it's all about like the ghosts and everything. It's just like, come check out our ghosts.
I like that when towns embrace that.
Oh yes, me too. So I love it.
When you're talking about where it was located, I was like, oh, I feel like I probably had been at least by there if I'd never actually gone to it. Which, it is not. It is just a little west of Athens. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, maybe we'll go visit there someday. And then especially, so there's Moonville Tunnel.
Yeah, right there.
And then I just scrolled over because I saw something else that we could go do when we're out there.
Uncle Buck's riding stable and dance bar.
Hell yeah, I want to go to the dance bar / I'm at the riding stable. I'm at the dance barn. I'm at the combination riding stable and dance barn. Imagine you go there and there's like horses dancing.
Oh my god, horses terrify me.
They're big.
P.S. P.S. Horses very much terrify me.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I want to go there.
I want to go to the combination horse stable and dance barn. Why is it a dance barn?
Barn dances are a thing.
I know, but I am not a country boy. I am not. I am a city boy. I was raised in a cul-de-sac. I thought
you were about to say you were raised in a cult, and I was going to be like, Eric, I think we found a new topic.
Right? No, I was raised in a cul-de-sac. You seen Ed, Edd, and Eddy? That's what it was.
Okay.
I wish.
So,
your next story.
My next submission for the 1130 Society is Johnny Morehouse.
Okay.
Have you ever heard Johnny Morehouse?
No, I've never heard of Johnny Morehouse.
So this is one of the more famous ghosts at Woodland Cemetery, which honestly, I almost did an episode on Woodland Cemetery because there are so many ghosts there.
Okay. We should do one then on there, yeah.
Yeah, like if we ever do another one of these episodes, there's more ghosts to do.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of the more famous ones. Johnny is a local boy.
Okay.
Who lived near the canal in Dayton, Ohio in the 19th century.
Would you say he was a small town boy? No, sorry. Would you say he was a city boy?
No.
Okay.
Well, 1860, Dayton's kind of getting to be a city by then.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Maybe.
The minute you said that, I was like, sounds like Don't Stop Believing.
Johnny's just a local boy. He drowned in the canal in 1860.
Oh man, poor Johnny.
Yeah,
poor Johnny.
That is, yeah. He is the legend states that he drowned in the river in 1860. Some versions of the story now say that when he jumped in, his dog jumped in to save him.
Oh.
And then there are a couple versions about the fate of the dog. Some versions say that the dog died trying to save him. This is a real bummer.
Oh man. The
other one is that they buried Johnny in Woodland Cemetery.
Yeah.
And some stories say that the dog would not leave his graveside.
Oh my god. That makes me so sad.
So now it's one of the first things that you see when you enter Woodland Cemetery is the grave of Johnny Morehouse.
Okay. Oh my God, that is tragic.
We will post the picture. It is a very wholesome but sad statue of a little boy.
Man.
He's got a little hat. He's got some rock toys.
Yeah.
And then there's a dog that's protecting him.
There's his dog. Oh my God.
It is very sad.
Oh.
But also very wholesome.
Yeah.
The statue of Johnny and his dog has become something of a local shrine.
Okay.
Where normally when you go out there, that picture that I showed you, they probably had just recently cleaned up, but normally when you go out to Woodland Cemetery, which is a beautiful place, it's huge. You can get lost in there very easily. But it is both, it's like a cemetery and an arboretum.
Yeah, I got one of I know, I got one of those too over near me.
So you can go walk around. There's lots of beautiful trees, good walking paths. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend it for anybody in the area if you've never been there. So when you go in there, it is normally covered in toys and stuffed animals and coins. And according to one of the groundskeepers and one of the sources that I was using, the groundskeeper says there's actually a warehouse filled with Johnny Morehouse offerings.
Damn.
Because eventually they're like, yeah, we have to clean this up. It's just make a mess.
Wow.
So in addition to all of that, there have been multiple reports of people hearing a dog barking and a little boy laughing in the cemetery late at night. The cemetery's right in the middle of downtown. So you can easily walk right next to it. There are multiple roads that walk right next to it.
So
it would not be difficult to walk by this graveyard and hear something in there. And Woodland Cemetery keeps it locked down. They do not like people getting in there at night.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, obviously.
It is very difficult. It would be very difficult for a little boy and a dog to get in there at night.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's one woman who reported seeing a boy and dog walking around the cemetery at night and actually called the police, who ended up doing a search of the entire cemetery and never found anything.
Damn.
But yeah, there's Johnny. Spooky. Is just one of the sources, and I've heard about Johnny for a long time.
I've never heard about him. I've never heard about him.
And it's the Woodland Cemetery is lots of ghosts. There's the Vampire's Tomb. There are the Wright brothers. I don't know if they're haunting, but they're out there. There is also the last. I'm going to use the word Romani. I don't know if it would actually apply to her, but there's and you can find news sources of this woman's life being like a traveler queen, based like very high up in the traveler community buried in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, dope. Yeah.
So there's just a lot of really cool stuff out there.
Cool.
Very goth.
Sounds very goth too. Yeah, very very, very cool sounding.
Yeah, that is Johnny Morehouse.
From the Woodland Cemetery?
Woodland Cemetery.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I got one more story. And it is the story of the Screaming Bridge of Maud Hughes Road.
That sounds unpleasant.
Doesn't it?
Bridges do not scream.
No, bridges do not scream. This bridge is located in Princeton and Milken Roads in Liberty Township. So really, also not that far.
Yeah, not that far from here.
Not that far from here. It's home to a lot of different tales. It spans, the bridge spans the main line. It's had many names since the 1870s. The Short Line, Big Four, New York Central, Conrail, Penn Trail, and now Norfolk Southern. It's been called. No one is sure why it's called the Screaming Bridge, but allegedly the original bridge where it's grooved causes apparently it made a screaming sound when you drove past.
Just imagine driving by a bridge and all of a sudden it goes
like, I'm like, I'm not driving over that bridge again. Urban legends. There's a bunch of urban legends around this. It said to scream because of people that have died there. One of the earliest tragedies on the bridge, it goes back apparently to a railroad accident. 2 men were scalped to death when a locomotive they were on exploded between Westchester and Gano. The accident was in Westchester Township. The Maud Hughes Bridge is in Liberty Township, yet somehow it's been attributed to the area. Mm-hmm. So, it's been attributed to that area, but it didn't happen directly on the bridge. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that happens with, urban legends.
Oh, yeah, the lines get very blurry.
Yeah. Other tales, the Screaming Bridge has other stories arguing across the line. There was one tale of a woman who was pushed to her death off the bridge, and another tale that would call it the Screaming Bridge. A couple was on this bridge, and a boyfriend left his girlfriend behind to go get help, and then he later returned to see her hung by her neck from the bridge.
Oh,
apparently
sad.
They broke down on the bridge, and he left, and he went to go get help, and then he returned to see her hanging from the bridge. Which these are starting to run the gambit of like the stereotypical spooky stories.
I was about to say that is like the standard 1950s song about like I got stuck.
Yeah,
we got stuck on the tracks.
All we're missing is like a hook hand. Yeah, hook hand car door hand.
Which there are plenty of stories in Ohio.
Countless stories of hook hand. Another classic tale of how the bridge could have got his name was a distraught mother throwing her newborn baby off the bridge.
No.
Yeah, so the screams you hear of her misery and horror of what she did. So it's another one of those crybaby bridge. It could be another one of those crybaby bridges, which you could like chalk up crybaby bridges to be like every town has one, but also my brain goes like this: why does every town have that?
Yeah.
Some like why is that one a common thing that every town has? Is it because of local folklore, or is it weirdly connected somehow? I don't know. That's just weird to me.
But it also just like on the pragmatic level, like if you want to throw a baby,
don't. First of all, don't.
Unless I can't finish that sentence. I can't think of a good reason to throw a baby.
I don't think there is a good reason to throw a baby.
But if you were going to, a bridge isn't a bad place to go.
No, apparently, no, it's not.
Our Haunted Backyard does not condone the yeeting of babies off bridges.
Other reports on this bridge consist of phantom trains, engineers, orbs have been seen floating around the bridge, along with always with one of these places. If you're playing a drinking game with any of these, you can start it. Supposed satanic rituals that are on this place, because what good haunted location doesn't have supposed satanic rituals?
Yeah, Daddy Satan.
Yeah. Other variations of they're the classic, like, dare of what you're supposed to do is the utmost classic of all of these roads / bridges is stop on the bridge. Probably, I would assume, put your car in neutral or just turn it off. I'm to assume it doesn't say that, but if I had to assume, it's either put it in neutral or just turn it off completely. Flash your headlights 3 times, and a form of ghostly activity will occur. It could be the woman screaming. It could be a figure of the woman. Who knows?
What if it's the ghost of a bridge that shows up?
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
Another bridge, and it starts screaming, and the other bridge is like, guys, help me. This ghost bridge has been here forever.
This ghost bridge has been here forever. But apparently a real incident that did happen in 1909. An accident killed 2 engineers and injured 3 others on board a train on October 24th. So, perfect time. Not that there is a perfect time for a train accident to happen, but like...
The only good time is when a mother is about to yeet a baby, and the train crash stops that from happening.
Yes, but like, in terms of...
And the train
like,
is filled with pillows.
In terms of like for just utmost spooky scariness happening on October 24th? Pretty prime time. One of the engineers was killed. He was off duty. He was hitching a ride back home to Middletown, where I currently live, when the steam locomotive exploded. It had been fully loaded with water when it left Ivorydale in Cincinnati, but after 11 miles out, a leak had drained most of it, causing an explosion. The accident wasn't the only tragedy along the tracks. On June 7th, 1976, Princeton Railroad Pass in Liberty Township at Penn Central was killed. Another person on the tracks was killed in 1976. 2 rails protruding from southbound work train penetrated the cab in the northbound locomotive he was on. So, like, another fact of like just 2 trains, no communication, just running into each other.
What's up with these trains?
Yeah. So, normal story. Don't be a train conductor or engineer in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That was a bad time. But I think that is the only And then the only other thing this article has on creepycincinnati.com, which is where I got all this information, it just tells you how to get there. But yeah, that is the creepy-ish story. This is the creepy story of the Screaming Bridge of Maud Hughes Road. And then here's what it kind of looks like. So like your standard,
it's kind of standard overpass bridge.
Standard overpass bridge, like especially the railroad tracks under it. I think just make it creepy. Like the railroad tracks under it add to a creep factor.
So when you had mentioned that you were going to do a bridge and a crybaby bridge, and you confirmed that it wasn't the bridge I was looking at, I was like, okay, I have to do my own bridge. So for the 1130 Society, I submit Fudge Road Bridge.
Someone at my work told me about this place.
This is one that you see pop up a lot when you ask about like creepy places in the area.
So,
Fudge Road Bridge.
Oh man, that does look creepy with that metal.
Yeah, it is a very derelict, actually shut down now, and the road has been closed to the public. It is now a local and business use only road, and that's one of the reasons it gets cited as creepy a lot, is because the residents will chase you, will call the police, might shoot at you.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. So
will just follow you in their car.
So even without the paranormal aspect, it's still just a road you don't want to be at.
Yeah. So this is a bridge and road located in Gratis / West Alexandria. Yeah. Maybe about like 30 minutes west of Dayton here. And it is another crybaby bridge. Local stories will talk about how mother, baby, something, 1800s. However, the bridge was built in 1913. So if a mama threw a baby off a bridge, wasn't this bridge. It was closed in 2012. And then there are a few different stories that are associated with the bridge and why it is scary, why it is haunted. One talks about a semi driving off of the bridge. Ooh. Another one talks about a drug deal gone wrong. Now, there was in 2014 I didn't delve too deep into it because I don't want to do true crime, but there was a murder of a young man in the area that had connections, that ended up having connections to the bridge. Either they had thrown, I couldn't remember if they threw the body or if they threw the weapons away by just a short distance from the bridge, but there is an actual murder associated with it.
Damn.
So this leads to all your classic stories. You got the Crybaby Bridge ritual with going down there and saying "Mama" 3 times.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
You get a lot of like the headless motorcycle guys kind of stuff. Like, pull to the side of the road, flash your lights 3 times. All you're doing now is telling the locals that you're there.
Yeah.
But there are a few other things with the bridge. There is the coker.
The coker. Now, before you describe that to me, it's either just Coca-Cola or it's a guy who was like addicted to cocaine.
It is the remember Pepsi Man?
Yeah.
The Coca-Cola version. He lives there.
I love Pepsi Man.
Now, this is a hairy Bigfoot-esque creature.
Oh, not what I pictured at all.
Covered in white fur.
Okay.
Not as tall as your standard Bigfoot. This one, the descriptions I saw were mostly around 6 foot.
Okay. So a person.
And is spotted in the forest around the bridge and is usually blamed for killing deer.
Okay.
If a lot of dead deer show up in the forest, they blame the coker.
The coker.
Also has a tendency to disappear very suddenly, which leads some people to say that it can open portals to other realms.
That's what they say about Bigfoot, though, too.
Yeah, that one's maybe. But mostly because Bigfoot's a ghost. Not because he's a biological being that evolved the ability to open portals into other realms. That's just weird. But yeah, so the coker is, some people consider him more of a demonic entity rather than rather than a straightforward cryptid Bigfoot being.
Oh, so he's okay. So he's not one to be like, oh, he's cute cryptid. He's not. No.
He's. You do not want to meet him.
Oh.
There's also the house, the little people house. That's not the word they use. They use something that can be derogatory, so I will not use it.
Oh.
But there are a couple of different reasons for why it's called the Little People House. Some people say that the doors and the windows are too small for it's like a regular size house.
Yeah.
and that when you go in there, it is like everything is small. Like all of the furniture and stuff like that is small.
Yeah.
It is also supposed to be filled with pigs.
I hate that.
Just pigs everywhere.
I absolutely hate that.
Which means maybe it's just the pig's house.
Maybe it's just a pig house.
Maybe this is where the 3 little pigs lived.
Maybe.
This might be where the story came from.
Maybe.
I couldn't confirm if it was brick, but I'm assuming so now.
It's got to be at least brick, straw, or...
And we got the coker there.
That's the big web look.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found it. So we got the pigs. Supposedly maybe dogs, too.
Oh, okay,
now,
okay.
The story is that these pigs and dogs are actually used for, go back to the drinking game, ritual sacrifice.
Hey, another one!
Though not just necessarily witches, maybe also the KKK.
They gotta ruin it.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they did ritual sacrifice.
I wouldn't either, because isn't one of their highest ranking
it's the Grand Wizard.
Wizard. It's just a bunch of nerds.
It is a bunch of nerds.
It's just a bunch of really racist nerds.
It is one of those places where back when you could get access to it, everybody says it's one of the creepiest places you could get to was this road in areas around the bridge. Yeah. But yeah, you can't get there anymore. One woman apparently will shoot at you.
Shit, okay. Now, not good.
So, yeah, we don't say go find this road. Do not. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I could go there.
I kind of wish I could, too, because the story of the little house intrigues me.
I want to find... Because I can't find any pictures of it.
Because if it is just there, or if it, like, appears, is what I like. And it could be a fae house. Yeah, they may call it the derogatory name, but, like... It sounds like, because when you started calling it Little People House, I started thinking of just like the good neighbors, like the fae, the hidden folk.
Which is honestly another one of those things where it's like, yeah, if there's this story, that could be part of it too. Like, the way that fae mythology and stories still came over here, and we still have those kind of encounters.
Yeah, Irish.
We have different ways of talking about them and discussing them, but it's a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of we had like a bunch of like, I mean, I know my family came, like O'Donnell comes from like Ireland, so like of course we had a lot of Irish immigrants come over.
Oh yeah, there's
like, so especially in the Appalachians in this area, we had a lot of like people from that area come over and settle in like Kentucky and Tennessee and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's the same mountain range.
Yeah,
Appalachians. Yeah, and the Highlands in Scotland, same mountains,
same mountain range.
Freaking weird.
It's freaking weird. Yeah, it's freaking weird.
So that's Fudge Road.
Fudge Road.
And then I have a quick little bonus.
Okay.
A submission.
Down.
For the 1130 Society. I submit to you the story of Pizza Hut.
There's a haunted Pizza Hut? Are you telling me there's a haunted Pizza Hut?
I know exactly where it used to be, too.
There's a haunted Pizza Hut?
If it's the one where they say it's on Whip Road, but it may be the one that used to be by the green.
Oh my god!
But
it's not there anymore.
I don't think so. The one I don't think there's one on. I don't think the one that was by the green shut down.
Oh,
the one on
sad face.
The one on Whip Road now doesn't have a drive-through, which plays into the story.
Oh, okay. Continue. Haunted Pizza Hut. Go. I'm so excited.
So late night ZA employees will often hear banging on the windows next to the drive-thru at the Pizza Hut on Whip Road. The ghost wants that za. Give me that stuffed crust.
No one out pizzas the hut.
Just imagine like you are shutting down a Pizza Hut for the night, and you are on the drive-thru.
Oh man!
And you're like, you hear a voice in the headphones. Nothing out pizzas the hut. And like, you look at the camera. The monitor for the camera, and there's nobody there.
Dude, oh man, why does a haunted Pizza Hut is the coolest fucking thing to me?
When the employees investigate the noise, expecting someone to be there and wanting in, no one is there.
Oh my god.
The fountain drink machine dispenses without anyone touching it.
No,
both
it
during
didn't.
and after business hours.
No, it didn't.
That ghost is making the suicide.
He's making the suicide. Ghost is doing the suicide.
No. You don't want that. You don't want that Pepsi. You want that root. You want this Barks here.
No, you get the mug root beer.
Yeah, one of the better root beers.
That's my people say it's shit, but I love mug root beer.
I mean, all like like Mugs, Barks, A&W.
They all taste the same.
They're all pretty crap.
It all tastes
still
the same.
good.
Still good. Mug is cheap.
It is believed the spirit may be linked to an employee who fell dead from a heart attack at the back door after a delivery in the early months of 2005.
Oh my god, dude. If I died at a Pizza, you bet your ass I'm haunting that Pizza Hut. Oh my god.
But then imagine, so not a lot of Pizza Huts left.
No.
But the buildings are still there, and you know a Pizza Hut when you see one.
Yeah, of course.
But they usually they'll get like repurposed for like banks.
Yeah, I know.
So imagine you're a pizza ghost now haunting like a bank or a bougie cafe,
or one of those cash loan places. Like it's either like it's either that or it's like a cash loan, like one of those quick loan places. It's one of those. Like I know that when I go to the Dayton Mall, I pass what was a Taco Bell that is now like a car insurance company.
So remember the lavender lady? Yeah. Imagine now like the pizza lady. And you see her wandering on the street, and then she disappears, and there's just the scent of pizza.
Oh man, that's you just described my ideal afterlife experience. Oh my god, what if it's not a ghost that's haunting the Pizza Hut? Do you remember when Pizza Hut used to do the commercials where it was like a slice of pizza? It was like the Mr. Bill show, but it was a pizza. And it was the Pizza Head. Pizza Head show. It was the Pizza Head show. And it was like a narrator that was like, hey, Pizza Head, it's time to go trick-or-treating. Oh yeah, let's go trick-or-treating. And it's like, let's go to this house. Oh, I don't know. You remember that? If
nothing else, we have created a great sequel to Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Where Nick Cage has to fight a pizza demon.
Dude, have you seen Willy's Wonderland?
Oh yeah.
If anyone listening has not watched Willy's Wonderland, you're doing yourself a disservice.
One of Nick Cage's better performances,
if not the best Nick Cage. I haven't seen his new one, Massive Weight of Talent.
Of Unbearable Talent.
Unbearable
Weight of Massive Talent.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I haven't seen that one.
I want to see that one too.
But I want to see it I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, so I had mentioned the haunted Arby's last week. So when I saw haunted Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut and Arby's are like ethereal places. Like I firmly believe that especially Arby's is this like ethereal place, because I think someone asked on TikTok like, how is Arby's still in business? Who is keeping Arby's in business? Like, is it a front for something?
I feel like I actually heard something about that, but I can't remember. But anyways, that is just a little tour around Ohio and the various spooky things you might encounter.
Yeah. We got a lot more.
Oh yeah, if you like this episode, let us know.
If you like this format, definitely let us know.
We'll definitely do some more. Mm-hmm. I also want to do more listener submission stuff. I want to do some paranormal news updates.
I would love to get some guests.
Yes.
We want to get more guests on here, and we haven't even scratched the surface of a lot of the stuff that's in Ohio.
There's so much more. I know what my next episode's going to be about now.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, there's so much to talk about. If you've got stories, if you want to email to us, if you want to record something, and send it to us, we'll play it.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, send us emails, hauntedbackyardcast@gmail.com. Follow us on all the various social medias. We've got TikTok with one video.
With a single, there might be maybe another one when we after we get done recording this.
Yeah,
because we got to do the "What Cryptid Are You" filter.
And Twitter, Instagram. Probably get a Reddit sometime.
I need to start making our Facebook.
Yeah.
I need to get on that, but we will have them. But the only one we don't have is Snapchat, which it's TikTok serves that anyway.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
Who uses Snapchat?
A lot of people I know use Snapchat, actually.
That's weird.
I know. Yeah, it's weird. Follow us on Tinder.
Follow us in real life.
Follow us in real life.
Not
Stalk us.
When I'm ordering pizza up here at the drive-thru.
Haunted pizza. Also, am I the only one who thinks it's really weird that getting pizza from a drive-thru? Is that weird? Is that weird that I think that's weird?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, like think about it for a second.
There's so much that can go bad.
Yeah, getting pizza through a drive-thru.
It's like I used to work at a drive-thru Starbucks, which sucks.
Yeah.
And it has its own dangers.
Right, but it's a drink though.
But it's a drink.
But it's mostly a drink and like a pastry.
You're not throwing a big pie out a window.
Right.
There's so much that can go wrong. And even if you don't get hurt, like there is physical danger present in a Starbucks drive-thru.
Yeah.
There is emotional devastation at the Pizza Hut drive-thru.
There is.
Like the pain that can happen watching that pizza hit the ground.
Oh man, and just like they're handing you're like whether it's your personal pan or it's a large pizza.
Oh, some of that good breadsticks
or
with the crumbles.
Yeah, or my favorite defunct Pizza Hut thing, the Bigfoot pizza.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I made my family order that.
Oh man, the Bigfoot pizza. Also, not related to pizza, but related to pizza. Somewhere in Ohio that we have to go to, there's a McDonald's that still does pizza.
Oh no.
There is a McDonald's that still does McPizza.
We will hunt it down.
We will hunt it down. It's a thing. Sorry, I love pizza.
Same. I'm kind of tempted to order some now.
I actually really love pizza. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening.
And until next time, stay spooky. Stay nice.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.